I worked at a furniture company for a while, Um, yes. And they used to import from Europe antiques. Well, oh, yes. Why, they were really antiques. Why, you could have chicken poop in them too, and straw and chicken poop and the old stuff. I don't know. Antiques. And, oh, yeah, they got the stuff in that thing here. And then that's one section of the building. And the right in the other section of the building is a copy of the antique, including the straw and chicken poop. One here, five there. Ooh. And they would make up furniture as the design of something they get. With those furniture with claws and the Chippendale or something like that. They had a section where they're making up. They get something from Europe, bargain price, and they make up copies of it. Usually 5 copies, and then they could spread them around the thing. And these things are not cheap. When you have something, oh yes, why this is from the old country, and this is worth $5,000. Right? You're kidding. For chicken poop? Wow. But that's it. Which reminds me of other things that you run into. Again, I used to collect stamps. I had a good stamp collection before it was taken from me. I used to have a good coin collection too. 1943 steel pennies. Oh, they're worth a few dollars now. But I had a whole jar of these things because I started very young. And I got it from my grandfather. I got his stamp collection from way back then. I had it until about then it vanished. I like to get the guys that took that. I know who some of them are. You're lucky. But I also had my coin collection and said, well, you can't do anything about that. So why can't I? Well, you can't do anything about it. But they took my coin collection. And, hey, I had silver dollars. Yes, the original silver dollars from 1908, 1895. Things like that. And the real silver pennies and silver quarters and silver half dollars, they were really actually made out of silver, not what they're made out of something today. And copper pennies too, yes. The Indian heads, because you could get this stuff, 25 or 50 years ago. I was very young. I go through the change. My mother worked in a restaurant for a while, and I would go through and looking for stuff like that. Oh yeah, look at the change, and people do that because unless you were a coin collector, it really didn't make any difference. Okay. Now, I knew somebody who made 1900 something silver dimes. Yes, who like the guys in the furniture thing. Yeah, they had a little mint back there, and they would punch out quarters and dimes and silver dollars of an era for everything. John Fitzgerald Kennedy, the silver things, they would punch these out. They had a little forge back there, and they would have a little press, and they punch these out. Why? Well, from the original, that it's a $1 silver dollar, okay, a 19 something, made in this coin factory, and instead of worth $1 in silver, it's worth $50 because it's from that time period. Counterfeit? I presume so. Somebody told me that you can tell uh, a coin, any coin made before 1945, doesn't contain isotopes. Any coin made after 1945, because of the atomic testing, 45, 46, 47, any coin made after that will have a trace of isotopes in it. And you can tell that. So if you're punching out silver dollars that's marked 1900, they're going to contain isotopes. And you bring it to a professional, and they question that, they can find isotopes in it. But these people, yeah, they had their own coin shops, just like have your own antique dealers. That thing where you sold your product around the country. They had coin shops, and legitimate coin shops. But it just happens that some of the coins that they were selling were recently made. Now you could get the same thing. You can buy a 19-something from China. Why, it's brand new silver. We found this in a vault somewhere. Made in China. And they're selling for, if it's a $1 in 19-something, it's 99.99% silver. And coming from China, it's 99.9999% silver. Yes, except it was made 2 months ago. And you can find, that's a lot of counterfeit stuff coming in from China. Yeah. And you really have to know what you're doing, because, as someone says, it's awful hard, unless you're really a good coin dealer with a spectrometer in the back, you're not going to know that it's made 2 months ago instead of 50 years ago. And same thing with bills, dollar bills. The same paper that was a 1934 dollar bill made in the U.S. press, except for this one is made in China using the same types of paper. A lot of fake stuff, like having fake gold. See the little gold coins, as I had on somewhere on this channel here. It's 14 point milligrams, which is like what it is. It's a flash on the gold coin. You're not getting a gold coin. You're getting a surface of 14 milligrams of gold. Hey, is it a collector's item? No. Nope. The same thing of silver dollars. Make sure you have a silver dollar. Why, this is 99.99% silver on this silver dollar. Yeah, well, what's the base of it? Lead. What am I going to do? There are a lot of fake paintings out there, fake thing. I could never do any of that. Why? Because I don't have any skill like that. Now, I should say that in college, I had the great big cameras. I made $100 bill, okay, and sheets of paper. There now, regular $100 bills this way. Well, I had my twice the size and everything else, and that was my graphic arts project. To make a $100 bill would happen to be 3 or 4 times the size of a regular thing, but it was very detailed, all the thing. It looked very real, but of course it wasn't. But that's my. It was a counterfeit. Well, you're not going to spend it. It's especially with my picture on it.